This email that you see here is fully automated. I didn't write any single word of it. Claude actually read my HubSpot, did his research and filled the gap. Here in this video is exactly how I built this. So welcome back to Claude X HubSpot. If you're new, it's a series where I show you exactly what becomes possible when you connect HubSpot and Claude together. The kind of stuff that before needed a developer or a paid integration. And today we are building what I think is the most useful use case for now. We are going to make Claude do bulk research on a list of contacts in your HubSpot, find what's actually happening in every single company of those contacts, and write that data straight back to your CRM. It will be autofill by bulk and we don't need to do any copy paste. Actually, there is a dozen of use cases for that concept, and the one I'm showing you, because it's the most visual and the most fun to do for a demo, is generating fully personalized outbound emails. So now let's go back to what we just saw at the beginning of the video. We've got a pre-written email targeting a fake contact in sanity.io company, and you can notice that this email is full of accurate information HubSpot found online to really personalize the outbound message you want to send. And to make that happen, basically we use a template email with personalization token. And those personalization tokens are property that you can find here. We created recent initiatives, so repositioning as the AI content operating system and shipping native AI agents, the pain signal, ICP drift across product-led and enterprise pipelines, the icebreaker that you can see here, noticed content agent shipping GA and the broader push into AI era content ops will shift in the bear story, and our pitch angle, I help marketing leaders rebuild HubSpot when the ICP shifts mid-flight, so lifecycle stages and reporting reflects the buyers you sell to now. So those four properties are information Claude managed to find by doing research online, and how this whole system works is simply we fill those four properties and we created an email template using those properties as personalization token to make sure every single approach is personalized to your final recipient. But before we go further, I want to make a quick honesty break. Personally, I'm not a outbound guru, I don't run cold email campaigns for a living, and personally, I'm not a huge fan of what I call fake personalization, which are the personalization used to pretend it has been written by a human when it's actually automated. So what I'm showing you right now is not a outbound masterclass, it's an enrichment pattern. I want to show you that Claude reads HubSpot, does external research, and writes back to HubSpot. And to be honest, outbound is the most visual demo for that pattern. But you can actually use this same workflow for account research, customer success briefings, support context, or whatever implies that you do research online and populate your data in HubSpot. So you can take this pattern, use it where it actually works for you, and now let's build it step by step. But two quick things before we get hands-on. The first thing is that everything that we are going to build today is in my ultimate HubSpot and Claude playbook. So basically all the prompts or use cases we are seeing in this series of videos, you can find them directly in this guide and you just need to copy paste it directly into your Claude. If you want to access it for free, you can find it in the description below. And the second point is that if you haven't connected Claude and HubSpot together yet, that's actually a 2-click setup and you can find how to make it happen in the video that will appear right here. So watch it first if you need it, and if not, let's go. So as we saw, the goal is to create automated personalized emails using personalization token as properties. So the first thing we need to do is to create those properties. So to do so, you go to settings, properties. I like to create a group for that, which is Claude enrichment. And you will need to create those four properties, or actually all the properties you might want to include in your outbound email. They are single line text properties to make sure it fits the format of an email. And another property we need to create is to enrich via Claude, or you can call it whatever you want, is a single checkbox that will populate the list that Claude will use to enrich data. So it's a single checkbox. Once you have created all your personalization token and this checkbox, you will now need to create two lists. One list to indicate Claude's which contact to enrich, and another one to aggregate all the contacts that have been enriched by Claude. So you go to CRM and segments, and you will find two lists, Claude enrichment, which is the list that Claude will use to get the contacts that he needs to enrich, and enriched by Claude, ready to contact. You can call them as you want, it doesn't really matter. But when you look inside, you can see that the filtering is really easy. To enrich via Claude is equal to true, and all our personalization tokens are unknown. So basically, if you haven't got an enriched contact and you tag it as to enrich via Claude, it will show up in that list. Later on, Claude will use the contact in that list to do the enrichment. And our second list is enriched by Claude, ready to contact. So basically, is a list with all our personalization token known. So we know that we have all the information needed to send our email. So once you have created all your properties and lists, we will do a first request to Claude, which is generating our outbound email template. So here is the first prompt. So you can just find it in the description below and copy paste. You will just need to replace those red part by something relevant to your company to make sure it's relevant with your activity. So you just copy paste this prompt, you open Claude, you copy paste, and you wait. And after a few seconds, you have a first draft, and you can see that they implement the icebreaker, the recent initiative, the pain signal, and the pitch angle. Of course, you can continue to work on this conversation to make it better or to make it fit more your needs, but here you already have a working email that can be used as a template. Once that's done, you just need to copy paste the body. You will go to CRM message template, create a new template from scratch, and you will copy paste here. You try to make it look a bit better because the copy paste from Claude is not that perfect. You will then copy paste the body and name it as you wish. If you let it like that, it will not work because the personalization tokens are not taken into account directly. You will need to do it manually. So instead of having that, you will need to delete it, insert a personalization token, and choose the icebreaker directly here. You can see that it works because you will see it that way. You need to do it for all the different personalization we see. So it's a bit not clear, but for the subject, the personalization token is here. For the body, it's here. So here we have the recent initiative. Here is first name. I think it's a bit weird that we didn't implement the first name at the beginning. We have ping signal. And for contact company, depending on how you set up your HubSpot portal, you might need to choose the company type of property and choose the company name. We just need to modify the last one, which is pitch angle. Delete, insert pitch. And once we save, we have our final email template. So of course, if you think you're better than Claude to make outbound emails, you can do it directly manually, but it's another use case. You can use it to generate outbound messaging. But now we have the whole setup to let Claude research the information we need to send our first outbound email. And to do so, we need to see the second prompt of this video. And this prompt is quite long, as you might see, and you can find it in the description below, but it will need to be reshaped manually by you, because to make sure those property we generate fit naturally within the email content, you will need to indicate it in the prompt. So first you will need to replace the red writing like in the first prompt. Here you will need to copy paste the full email template that Claude gave you before. Then he will explain the process, the research method. I think it's kind of exhaustive, but if you think you want to add more sources, you can. And for the token format constraint, is here that you will need to do a bit more work, because it's where you will tell Claude how to create the sentence and the combination of words that will fit naturally in your email. So this prompt is based on the first prompt I show you, which is this one. So for instance, if we take contact ping signals, it needs to be fitting between the word means and the word start showing up fast. And if we look at the prompt, you indicate the slot, which usually means the property start showing up fast. You will add like a format, which is non-phrase that grammatically takes starts as its verbs, lowercase, no period, no em dash, and length need to be between 3 and 8 words. You will give what you expect as a content, which is a specific operational pain that plausibly hits a company doing what their recent initiative says. So it will go back to this answer to generate this property, and it must connect logically, and then you will give him good example and bad example. So basically it's the part you need to work by yourself to make it match your email body. If you're a bit lazy, I guess you can just give your email template to Claude and ask him to modify this part to make it fit your email directly. I guess it might work. Then you will ask them to have a coherence requirements. The 4 tokens must read as one connected message when assembled, and you will ask him to update these 4 properties directly in HubSpot, and as a final output within your Claude chat, it will give you a table with the recap of what he will find. And most important, you need to empty cells for contacts where research was insufficient. Why? Because if you can't find anything for paying signal, for instance, you don't want something not relevant, because you will contact a real person with this information. And as we created a list that say that all our properties should be known, if he can't find like a good paying signal, he will let it as unknown and it will not show up in our ready to contact list. So it's important that you let this part, which is empty cells for contact where research was insufficient. And so now that we have our final prompt, let's directly try to run this whole process within our HubSpot and Claude. So the first thing we need to do is to add some contact to our Claude enrichment list. So as we saw before, the way to do it is to select, let's say, 4 contacts, click on edit, find the property names to enrich via Claude and set up as yes. And once you update, you wait a few minutes, it will show up in your Claude enrichment list. And you know that HubSpot takes a bit of time to update some lists, but after a few minutes you will see that it shows up that our 4 contacts appear in this Claude enrichment list. So when it's ready, we just need to take back our prompt, copy paste it into a new Claude chat. You copy paste the whole thing and you send and you wait. And after a few minutes, Claude finished his task and he found our 5 contacts with the associated companies, and for each of those contacts he will do his researches. And at the end we will get the proposed HubSpot updates, and we can see that he found everything for Sophie, Akira, James, Elena, and for Marcus he didn't find anything. If you go back here, you can find the reason why he didn't find anything for Marcus. So the good thing is that Marcus will not get updated and will not appear in our ready to contact list. You need to read everything here, and you can see that every single property is different based on the situation of each company. Once you're happy, you can click on yes, send, and it will automatically update HubSpot data. And you can see that he updated the 4 contacts and let Marcus alone. So now once we go back to our contact list and we check Akira, for instance, we can see that it worked. We have all our different property populated within his contact record. And once we go back to our lists, as we know, HubSpot takes a bit of time to update the number here, but when we click on Claude enrichment, only Marcus is still here because Claude didn't find any information about him. And if we go to Enrich by Claude ready to contact and we click, we can see that all our new contacts got into that list. So we can click on Sophie, for instance. We have all our information here. We click on send mail, templates. We choose our first Claude Outbound and we can check if everything makes sense. Once you're happy, you click on send and you finish your first automated outbound email generation with Claude X HubSpot. Now here is what you want to take away from this video. Outbound is a visual demo, is not the point, but the same pattern, the same structure applies to account research. You can point Claude at the prospect's company and let it pre-write a briefing. Customer success QBRs, like before a quarterly review, you can point Claude at the customer's HubSpot record plus their public moves over the last 90 days and auto-build the what's changed section of QBR deck. Or even with inbound lead enrichment, like every time a lead fill a form, you can ask Claude to do research to enrich any single property you want. So it's the same process, but for different applications, you just need to choose yours. So that's it, that was the full Claude X HubSpot research agent patterns. Once again, if you want to find all those prompts and use cases of this whole Claude X HubSpot series, you can find them in the description below for free. If you think this video was useful, don't forget to put a thumbs up to this video, it really helped me grow as a channel. And if you want to make sure you don't miss any new HubSpot related videos, you can click the subscribe button. It was Greg, I wish you a great week and see you next Monday.